Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? So today I'm going to be talking to you about how to buy a used vehicle, some of the things that I always look for. So today I'm looking at this Chevy Colorado. Right away, you can start seeing that the exterior of the car has been sitting in the sun. It's got a lot of this paint rubs, resistance, rashes, whatever you want to call it. Also, definitely check out your tire tread. This is, really low tires, so this baby's going to need new tires right away. That's something to consider. You're looking at least 200 bucks a pop on tires or around that for anything good. A little smoke vents broken, so that's something to consider. We got a bed liner here, looks okay. The idling speed of the truck is a little wonky. You can see it's going through a little bit of laboring. Does have a check engine light on. What I did is I drove it right over to an O'Reilly's, throwing O2 banks. So it needs a couple O2 sensors. It says there's an evap leak. It says that there's even possibly a thermostat. So none of those things are super big. It does have 150,000 miles on it. So with that 150,000, you can expect you're going to need to do some rotors. You're going to need to do wheel bearings. You're going to need to do some type of maintenance on this, probably a serpentine belt. All right, so let's get in the car and I'll show you kind of what I'm looking at. Also, when you're in here, you want to look at windows. We got a cracked front windshield. Are any of the other windshields broken? Do they all work? One thing I recommend doing is getting in the car and rolling up and down every single window as far as it will go. See, this window will not roll up with my driver's side button. My back right window does not work. Test it with its button. Its button works, so it's just the switches in the front. Back side, same thing. Back left window itself works. That's actually pretty cool. One thing I'm really looking at is, how does the vehicle smell? How about the interior of the vehicle? It looks like they've actually taken fairly good care of this vehicle. For how old it is, it's fairly clean. So don't be afraid to take a car, right over to like an O'Reilly's or an AutoZone or something and have them read your codes if it has a check engine light. So that's something that I'm going to be able to go back and haggle with them on. That, hey, we got a code here, don't know what's going on, it might be broken. So we did all of our windows. Next you want to do your air conditioner, right? And you want to do your heat. I've had this air conditioner blowing for a little while now, over 10 minutes, and it's still fairly warm. So AC probably needs to be charged as well. Check your heat. It definitely gets hot. No surprise there. It's blowing. It blows at all speeds. Okay, radio works. Doesn't look like the speakers are blown. So you just kind of want to go through every little thing in the vehicle. You're checking out the interior. Looks like we do have a temperature gauge here. That's cool. All right, so obviously you want to drive the vehicle as well. One thing that I like to do anytime that I drive a vehicle is turn it as hard as I can to the right and as hard as I can to the left. And I'm listening. Do I hear popping? Do I hear cracking? Are the joints all right? Let's see here. Let's go all the way left, hard left. That seems all right. Accelerate hard. Try to stop quickly. All right, so I mean, the engine seems to be shifting okay. Our brake system works all right. So now at this point in time, you know, I feel like the car's all right. I probably have the mechanical ability to fix like the O2 sensors and any little code that came up. And now it's just about haggling price. I think he wants $4,300. I'm gonna see if I can't get this truck for $2,500. So let's see what I can do, and I'll let you guys know when I'm done. All right, guys, so I came back and I actually did a little bit of thinking when I was on my drive back. It was just a 2-wheel drive truck. So had it been a 4-wheel drive truck, you know, I might have been a little bit more willing to go for that. I told him, hey, you know what? I don't want to be offensive, but I'll offer you $2,000. I'll offer you $2,000 right now. He wanted around $4,300 for it. And he said, no, you know, somebody else offered me more than that today, and I'm gonna hold on to it. And I said, no problem, you know, if you change your mind or whatever, I'll be around. You just you have my number or whatever. Don't be afraid to walk away from a deal. If it's not right for you, just don't pressure yourself into trying to jump into something. And also look for the deals, you know, use those little tips that I gave you to try to find a nugget of gold, because occasionally if you do search for these private party deals, you can find a nice little vehicle for a lot cheaper than you would get at a dealership. So I hope you guys like this, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week.